Hey everybody, I'm Annie Nikoloff with Cleveland.com. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Cleveland Sessions. Today, we're here with the Dreemers. Could you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Natalie. I play drums and I also sing backups.
Hey, my name is Benjamin Patrick. I play guitar and sing lead vocals.
I'm Robert, and I play bass and I sing.
And today, we're here in the Akron Recording Company, which is where you guys practice for the Dreemers. Ben, I understand it's a project you're involved in.
Yeah, it kind of formulated through the Dreemers, really. So a relationship that we have with a guy, Nate Booker, who's in the band Sea Creatures. He recorded our first two records for us and kind of spawned from there, and now we're kind of like the #1 client.
Well, the Dreemers started because I wanted to write a song that my friends would like, and we all had kind of different musical tastes. And so I wrote this song, and then we needed a drummer for the song because we didn't have a drummer. And so Ben was like, "Hey, Rob, I got a drummer." I was like, who's your drummer? I've been looking for a drummer. Where's the drummer? And he said, "Natalie." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Does Natalie play drums?" He goes, "No." So I showed her a beat. And she's pretty good. I said, "Well, okay, let's invite her to practice." So we all showed up, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm playing bass in this band. This is pretty cool. I like this." And Natalie, she's playing drums. We sat down, turned all the instruments on, and it was just like very, very natural. It was instant, even. You know, I think we wrote Little Asian Things that rehearsal. The first time Natalie had ever played drums with anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, Ben definitely like facilitated a lot of that. I think he just noticed that, well, I do have some music experience. You know, like I grew up playing like piano and trumpet and stuff. My dad's a musician, so it was like a big part of my life, but it's like I'd never been in a band before or anything. And so I think Ben just picked up on like my interest and some of my like innate abilities. Like, well, why don't we just like try playing drums, you know? And it was just something that, you know, I had taken to very easily. So I was kind of tricked into the first practice though. Like I didn't know that their intention was to actually have a band practice, and we were just kind of hanging out, and then it was like all of a sudden like, oh, well, you know, we were gonna have a band practice, and I was like, what? And I was, you know, it was a little nerve-wracking, but you know, these are two like very supportive like men, you know, and I couldn't imagine doing that with like most other men. Yeah.
Natalie's also fooling you here right now because she has an amazing gift for like knowing entire songs by heart. Like I wish I knew half the songs she knows in her head at any given time. So like there's a lot of things I think with music that are just innate and we don't even know, and then suddenly you do it and it's like I didn't even know I could do that or be that.
Yeah, I think it starts with a love for vinyl and, you know, cool vintage equipment. I know Robert knows a ton about that. And I think it kind of just, you know, our love for music and the history of music, and like through our parents' vinyl collection, you know, just inheriting a bunch of vinyl from my father, you know, grandfather.
I don't know, sometimes, you know, things come your way and you're just like, wow, that thing is really cool and from 1957, and someone in a polka studio in Akron used it to, you know, record polka. And then you're like, well, that's something I want to keep around. You know, that's something I want to keep it working if it's possible, because what happened before in this town is really cool, and I want to be there to reflect on it and preserve it to the best of my ability. And I think that comes through in what we buy to make music, and also with what comes out when we do make music with it.
Yeah, I think it honestly started, you know, I have two brothers out in LA, and my father and I went out there and we went to the beach, and he was telling me that I wasn't in beach mode, you know, because I wore like Chuck Taylors to the beach, and we came back and we were like, all right, let's make a record. And I like then simultaneously broke my foot, and we're like, all right, well, let's make a record because we've got nothing else to do. And we've kind of been getting better playing with tape machines, and kind of just getting better at performing live as a band. And so then we were like, all right, well, people say we're surfy, people say we have a beach vibe, you know, and so kind of just, you know, in the middle of the winter, you know, dreary Ohio, we were like, oh yeah, let's call our album Beach Mode, you know. put it on this summer, but we didn't make it until the fall. It came out in the fall of last year. But yeah, I think it's just kind of that embodiment of that state of mind when you're at the beach, you know, kind of peaceful, calm, tranquil in nature, and that you don't always have to necessarily be at a beach. You could be at a lake on the beach, you know, maybe not in the ocean, or you could be at a pond or in your bedroom. But, you know, it's about like, that escape, you know.
I think it's kind of like the idea of beach mode is like, since it is a state of mind, it's about like, you know, we're here in Akron, like we don't have a beach, but like we could totally be in that like mindset. Like we don't need to be on the coast to be having a good time and like living up life, you know? So I think it's just about kind of like conceptually like working with what is in front of you. I think my favorite song is Rock and Roll Death Wish, because it kind of has like that 50s or 60s, like we're going out and having fun, but it's also kind of about like personal experiences that we've had, and it's kind of sarcastic at the same time, like about what the lyrics are. And I just get a lot of visuals. Like the one thing that made me, or the scene from James Dean Rebel Without a Cause where he like, you know, drives off of the cliff, or the one guy drives off the cliff. James Dean survives. But that's like, that imagery like pops into my head when I listen to that song.
Last night we did Better Than That. And that song, Robert's father bought a house, and, you know, we reside there and rent this house. And, you know, I got permission from Robert's father to put in a vegetable garden and dug this huge plot. You know, it was ready to house 50, 60 plants. And when I got done digging, our neighbor, whom we've never met, came out, and he was very disgruntled, and he's like, you know, started yelling, "You boys have got to know better than that. You know, come to my house and dig up my land," you know. And he was pretty upset, and took us by surprise. And he was very unwelcoming, and I offered him, like, you know, some of the bounty whenever we harvested, and, you know, it kind of was a frightening feeling. It's like you move into this new neighborhood, and, you know, your neighbors, you know, don't like you, I guess, or they're not approving, you know, they think that you're tearing up their property. And so I went out and bought grass seed and fixed it up. But the vegetable garden lives on, and it's been living on ever since. And I mean, it's housed a variety of great vegetables that have fed our bellies. So
Hand in the Mirror was written by Ben and I at a piano together, sitting at the piano. And I like had a chord progression. And I was like, yeah, like, and then Ben was like, oh, that's a good one, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, what are the words, Bobby? What's going on? You know, and I'm like, these are the words. You know, your hand's in the mirror, you know, you're looking like you're reaching out to it. I don't know, it didn't really mean anything. There's a lot of songs that get their meaning after you write them. You know, I feel like you talked about a song where the meaning came first. You know, it's like you had this experience, and then, boom, you have to reflect on it. And the other way is like you don't have anything. You make it up, and then it becomes very meaningful, because that song became kind of a new sound, a new genre that we could tap into. We tapped into a little bit more of the 70s, I feel like, with Hand in the Mirror, which is cool. And it's the thing that is the most fun with the Dreemers, for me, is the amount of work we do with style, like the different kinds of styles of music, you know, trying to work them together, work them separately, you know, just really expressing all the different styles of music.
And thank you guys so much for doing this video, doing this series. It's been good. Pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know.